Oh man, right from the beginning. Top Gun from the top. Well, I do think we should introduce ourselves anyway.
Yeah, you can introduce them.
All right. Well, I'm Nikki Vibes, Wolf Knuckles, whatever the hell you want me to be for the day.
Yeah.
And we're here with Marky Mark, Mark Twain.
Marky
whatever you want
Mark, no
Marky to
funky
be.
bunch. Marky Mark, no funky bunch. Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about fucking Smart House and Luck of the Irish.
Yes. I'm defending Luck of the Irish on this one.
Yeah, I'm talking about Smart House. We decided to put these movies together because of the main character.
I
that was-
kind of think they're sequels because he wants to play basketball in Smart House, you know. Then he finally gets to play basketball in Luck of the Irish, and yeah.
And then it finishes off with Final Destination 3.
Is he in?
He's in Final.
that?
He's in
Oh,
Final
okay,
Destination
okay.
3. Yeah.
Does he play basketball in that?
No, he just plays like a big douchebag.
Oh, I could see that. He's kind of a douchebag.
He is kind of a douchebag, but he's also a Dcom all-star. So
He's got that classy little flippy hair, right?
oh yeah,
In, Smart
the
House,
lift.
the little like
Yeah,
swoop.
yeah. He also has that in Luck of the Irish. It's just once he starts turning more into a leprechaun, his hair gets like crazier.
Yeah,
But he starts off with the lift.
I like the tips, the frosted tips in Luck of the Irish.
Yeah.
Already, I'm gonna say that that's one reason that I think Luck of the Irish is better than Smart House. His hair is better in the second one.
It's gonna be hard for me to not concede.
Right? I mean, I personally, I don't think that either of these movies are top-notch DComs. I think that they're both overrated. I do think that both of them have a chance to win this whole thing, though. So it's an interesting debate.
I
here.
mean, yeah, especially these two put together. I think these are two movies that like a lot of people think of when you say Disney Channel original movie. Like these are two of like the first movies that will pop into anyone's head when you say DCOM. So I mean the story and the plot structure of these movies are pretty simple. You know, kid with a dead mom wants a new house. And then Luck of the Irish is kid with a leprechaun mom wants to find out his heritage.
Yeah, they're trying to hide the fact that he's Irish throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
Not the entire movie, like the first like 20,
First half.
30 minutes.
Yeah,
of it,
some show
whatever.
like that.
But then he finds his coin, O'Reilly.
Yeah,
something.
the Luck of the Clan O'Reilly.
I like the bad guy in Luck of the Irish.
Yeah,
He's corny,
yeah.
he's cheesy. I like it though. I like it campy.
When we do our villain lists, Seamus McTiernan is definitely gonna be on there for me. Seamus is, in my opinion, one of my favorite villains.
He's bad to the bone. But we're not on
funny.
characters yet. We're on
Not
plot.
yet, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna talk about for the plot here?
I mean, the plot of both these movies again is pretty basic. It's pretty, pretty easy to follow. Kyle in Luck of the Irish loses his lucky coin, starts realizing that he's shrinking and his hair is getting crazy and his ears are getting pointy, and his luck runs out. Ben in Smart House, he's got a dead mom like most Disney Channel kids do. He sees this thing in the newspaper for a Smart House, the home of the future. Convinces his dad. He's like, "Hey, Dad, I know Mom's dead, but there's this like hot piece of ass that like owns this house. Can hit on her while me and our sister just fall in love with the house." And the dad does, in fact, hook up with that piece of ass that runs the house. So,
Jesus. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you helped your case by going over the plot.
I like Luck of the Irish so much more than Smart House.
Really? Well, I mean, geez, I did not know this.
I like Smart House.
I kind of dislike them equally, so maybe I should have taken Smart House.
I love Luck of the Irish.
Well, either way, this one's gonna come down to a vote nonetheless.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. We're not conceding either one of these movies.
No.
They're too high caliber. Again, I do think a
classic.
little overrated, but I do think that Luck of the Irish has a better plot overall. I mean, it's just a funner plot. Smart House with the whole, you know, AI technology thing. It's just not fun. It's more of a bummer.
I will say, I'll give you this, that yeah, Smart House gets a little, like, a little too dramatic, where Luck of the Irish does a really good job of just kind of keeping it fun and light,
Yeah.
like throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, they touch on some serious things, you know. You know,
Yeah.
I get the whole like this land is your land, this land is my land. thing at
Yeah,
the
like
end of
that very
it.
end scene I don't like, but I mean,
It's a little
cringy.
weird. Yeah, it is cringy. Especially because like you know, they kind of make the whole movie about culture, but then it's like all mostly just about Irish culture. It's like, oh, I mean, come on.
Yeah, a lot of Irish people. A lot of
It's all about Irish culture.
yeah.
Culture. I mean, whatever. I don't know. I mean, they're fine. They're fine plots.
Yeah.
They both work, you know, without getting too into detail on either of them. They're both pretty easy watches and easy to follow along.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, no kid is gonna watch either of these movies and not understand what's going on.
yeah, there's yeah. I mean, there's some stuff that you catch a little more as an adult for sure, but
Yeah.
you know,
So let's go on to characters, actors and characters. Main character, kid who plays Kyle, and the kid who plays Ben is the same kid.
yes.
I think just like 1 or 2 years older. In Luck of the Irish, and that's really about it. Um, I mean, the acting in both these movies is fine. I think the acting in Smart House is a little bit better. I think because they have to kind of do some of these dramatic chops a little bit more. I think the dad and Pat are incredible. I think Pat does a really good job. She's a little off. She's a little kooky and creepy, and I think she kind of has to be. I think that's the way that the character is. But yeah, I think that the acting actually, even Sarah, the piece of ass that owns the house, I think
I
that
can't believe you keep saying piece of ass. I actually can't. Jesus.
basically all she is for the dad in that movie.
Ah, jeez. No, she's a whole. She's like the main reason the whole story even happens. She makes the house.
Ben is the reason that the mom dying is the whole reason that the story happens.
I mean, yeah, but she makes the smart house. She literally invents
yeah,
the thing that they live in.
yeah, and then the dad looks at the newspaper and is like, "Swing," and
In a
then
way,
they
she's
go.
actually a very progressive character. I guess I should be arguing for
You
smart house.
should be. You should be. I'm just talking shit about Smart House right now.
Oh my god. What a confusing round this will be. I mean, now I want to talk about the bully. You know, I kind of liked the bully in Smart House. It was very 90s. You got the trip pants on and shit. You know.
Yeah, it
Coming
looked
in
like Guy Fieri's nephew.
Yeah, it's like a ECW original coming in there, dude. Like he's gonna.
One of the Dudley boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then I mean, Luck of the Irish doesn't really have any real bullies because they have the bad guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they have the
Seamus and his
guy.
crew. I mean, they well, you know, I want to say that they seem very like they pose a big threat, but to be honest, the Smart House and Pat.
Oh, Pat is way scarier. Yeah,
I mean, I would think. Jeez,
Pat could have killed them.
Yeah, it's interesting too because Luck of the Irish is very supernatural. Like we know leprechauns aren't real. Smart House is.
We do.
Yeah, we know leprechauns aren't real. All right, you know what? We don't know anything.
Yeah, I was about to say, man,
but
I'm a very superstitious person.
But when it comes to Smart House, you know, we got like the real, you know, oh, we're talking about characters right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm getting a little off track there, but I guess just with
I will say I think the characters in Smart House are a little bit better. I think they're written a little bit better. I think they have more character to them.
I mean, I think Kyle's better than Ben though. His character Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle is better.
Ben's so fucking annoying.
Yeah, Ben's just kind of a little like crybaby bitch.
It's
like, dude, your mom died. Get over it.
Kyle's friends are a lot better than like Ben's friends. Like Ben spent, other than with the exception
mean,
of the dance scene.
Yeah,
you know,
well, I
that's
mean,
fire.
you don't really get any scenes with Ben's friends.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
Kyle's best friend is like an actual character in Luck of the Irish.
Yeah, he's in there throughout most of it.
Yeah. You know,
Um,
Ben doesn't really have many friends, it looks like, until he gets the cool house.
well, he's got
and then,
he
you
got
know,
his two best friends, the guys
yeah,
that he does the dance routine
yeah.
with.
But I mean,
They're
do we see them in like any other scenes besides that?
a little bit.
A little
It's
bit.
at school, but not
Um,
maybe not too much more. They can't be really
Yeah.
considered.
His sister, though, Ben's sister, the who also played the little sister in Brink, she's really good. She's a really good child
She's good
star.
at being an annoying little
She's not even
sister.
very annoying. I don't think she was annoying at all. I think she was
She's
just
an
really
annoying
good at
little
being a little
sister.
sister. I don't think so.
She was annoying in Brink, so it just like sticks over.
I don't know.
None your business.
She didn't say that though. Brink did, and Brink is annoying as fuck.
Whatever.
But yeah, I think she's good. I think the dad, in Smart House does a really good job of playing kind of like a stressed out dad that, you know,
I like the
just
dad from Cleveland though, and the mom,
dad from
the
Cleveland.
mom as well. And you know what?
And we know that I love the mom because we did do our favorite supporting characters, and I did say that the mom was one of my favorite supporting characters.
She reminds me of a Becky Lynch, Sorry about all the wrestling references, but then we also got the grandpa too.
Yeah,
Which I feel like the grandpa is. I feel like him as a character is almost on par as Pat, as far as just like as far as you got um like your big actor, because he's a bigger name, right? Or
Yeah.
am I just
he's a
fucking
big ish name.
yeah, I mean the person who plays Pat is much bigger. What's her name again? We gotta look this up real quick. I was supposed to have this out on my phone right here, ready to go.
Person who plays Pat.
Yeah, she's huge. She's from the voice of Futurama.
Yeah,
She was in that motorcycle
Katie,
show, Sons of
Katie
Anarchy.
Seagal.
Katie Seagal, of course, Katie Seagal. Any relation to
No.
Stevens? And then the grandpa in Luck of the Irish. That dude was in stuff. And I just think that he plays a great character. Kind of like the way Pat does, in the sense that it's like it's a bad guy character, but then is good at the end kind of deal. Even though Pat's not even real. She's just
I mean, Pat,
artificial intelligence.
but again, Pat's not a bad guy. Pat is just kind of programmed fucked up by
Yeah.
Ben.
Oh my God, his name's Riley O'Reilly. That's the grandpa's name. Riley O'Reilly. Get the fuck out.
What's his actual name?
Henry Gibson.
Okay.
Gibson. Oh yeah, dude. This guy looks like he's been in some stuff. Henry Gibson.
So Ryan Merriman is the main character of all these movies. He was in Luck of the Irish. This looks like a fucking douchebag.
Yeah, he's a tool.
He looks very toolish. He's a good
Man.
Dcom actor, though. I will say that. I don't want to talk too much shit about this guy because
I know my friend said she had a crush on him growing up.
I feel like a lot of girls probably did.
he's you know, I get it. He was early 2000s cutie.
Yeah. Sure. But yeah, I mean, you know, the actors in both these movies are fine. I do think that the acting quality is a little bit better in Smart House. I will say that.
Right. Well, I won't I won't argue that too much. I really don't care that much.
Yo.
So what else has we got? Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, she grew up to be gorgeous.
Oh my God. He's looking at pictures of the sister right now from
I'm looking at the entire cast of Smart House. Let's calm down.
Yeah. All right. Well, whatever. So what's after characters? What do we got?
Soundtrack.
They're both weird soundtracks again, right?
Yeah, I mean, Luck of the Irish has a lot of the Celtic music, and then Smart House has like the pop.
Smart House wins.
Yeah,
it
Smart
does.
House
It got C'est La Vie. Just the fact that C'est La Vie is in there.
Yeah.
Bewitched, C'est La Vie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bewitched, C'est La Vie.
Smart House definitely has the better soundtrack.
I have a broken Bewitched CD in my car with C'est La Vie on it, but it's broken now. It's cracked. It's literally right in my center console. Like my car is clean, and then there's just a broken CD in there. Out.
After that is all like the behind the scenes stuff, special effects, editing, costumes, cinematography, stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of tough because I do think that on like an actual like cinematography, like how the camera moves and everything like that, I do think that Luck of the Irish actually has better camera movement.
Yeah.
But I think Smart House has the better effects. Has
I don't know, but with Luck of the Irish, I do. Smart House has some decent stuff for whatever, like the skull coming through. That reminds me of Twisted Metal too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The big skull reminds you of Grim, Reaper, whatever his name is, Mr. Grimm. But in Luck of the Irish, though, I think they do a really good job of making Kyle look short the whole time, like shorter than he actually is. Because at first
Yeah,
he's
but
like
I mean
tall.
that's not really that crazy. That's just a forced perspective when you film. That's
Yeah,
not that
but I mean, but
tough to do.
yeah, but they still did it though.
I mean,
It's
I
still
can do that. I mean, honestly, I can make myself look taller than you if I wanted to, which is crazy because Nick is like almost like a whole head taller than me. But
well. Either way, I mean, they did it. They did it.
they did it. They did, yeah.
They did it. And then there's still fine CGI used throughout, like when, even though it's a very pointless scene, but when they're on the, they're on like the bus getting the gold, right? Like it's the grandpa and Kyle. Fuck, they finally sneak into
Oh, when like
Jameis's
the
truck.
vortex thing
Yeah,
comes.
so
Yeah,
there's
that's a cool
there's a
shot.
vortex.
Um,
But it's so pointless because then he's just like right outside. I
yeah,
don't
I
understand that
think
scene. It's so funny.
I
It's
think both movies are honestly kind of even when it comes to the effects and
kind
the cinematography and stuff because I think they both have decent effects that they don't hold up amazingly well, but they hold up better than some other DComs,
yeah.
especially from that time. And I do think again, I think the camera actually has like fluidity in how it's moving and everything in Lucky the Irish that I really like because a lot of DComs have either very stagnant cameras or just constantly are doing cuts. And so I like that Lucky the Irish definitely had
Yeah.
kind of a more cinematic sort of feel
Yeah,
to
it's
it.
got like those chase scenes and stuff too.
Yeah.
The chase scenes were done pretty well.
Yeah. So I can
Um,
totally appreciate Lucky the Irish for that.
yeah.
Smart House again, Smart House I think has some pretty cool stuff going on in there too, just with like, how again, we already said the CGI. I think the way that they kind of blocking the the one scene when there's like a million Pats. I thought that was kind of cool when they like all show up. Um yeah, I think
Yeah, I like when she's in the Bewitched Say La Vie music video
Mhm.
too. I mean, that's just like basic green screen. That's just what we're doing
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
what we're doing right now. Should put another
Check it
picture
out.
of us up.
We can get Say La Vie in the background.
Probably. I mean, we're not monetized, so can definitely could probably use the whole song and nothing would happen. Um, but yeah, I mean, I also think the actual effects in Smart House, like the way that they incorporate the house. Like I just pulled up the picture with like where like the little sister was like, I want like an orange smoothie or something, then like all the oranges fall out.
I will say to some extent, I will say that I think Smart House is what it is because of the effects.
Oh, 100%.
And Luck of the
And
Irish,
Katie Seagal.
Luck of the Irish could have done without a few of the CGI bits, and you would still be like, okay, it's Luck of the Irish,
Yeah.
fine. But like yeah, Smart House. I feel like I could even say that potentially it is that the cinematography is better because I feel like it kind of relied on it
A little
for
bit,
it.
yeah.
Not that the story is bad, we already talked about plot, but I do feel like that. I just feel like that's the main deal there with Smart House was we remembered those effects, those visual things,
Oh, for sure.
the room immediately getting cleaned up right away after
Mhm.
the party and
Oh, hell
stuff. Like
yeah.
everything's just like, vacuuming through the ground and stuff.
Hell yeah. I
The
remember.
tennis ball looked really bad when it was bouncing around for the dog, though. That looks absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
again, and I know I brought this up in
cares?
the last time that we talked about Smart House. I always wanted their like wall that like you could be like, I want to be at the beach, and like you could actually feel the wind and like smell the ocean. It's like I always wanted that. I still want that now.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That is one of the coolest things.
That'd be cool. Maybe we're getting closer to it. Maybe one day,
I'm sure.
even though we can barely afford apartments these days, maybe one day
I mean,
we'll have a
yeah.
smart
I mean,
house.
it's basically just the 4D screen in your apartment, which I'm sure we're gonna get there soon. They have 40 movies, which are kind of cool. 40
The
movies are
future.
fun, dude.
I
Have
thought
you
you
ever
were,
been to a 4D movie?
yeah, I think so. At least,
They're
yeah,
fun.
no,
That's
I
where like the
have,
seats will
yeah.
like shake and they like
Niagara
spray
Falls,
water and shit at you.
Clifton Hill, as long as it was 4D about 12 years ago, because I
Yeah,
haven't been to Canada in about 12 years.
yeah. I
But
remember I saw Venom in 4D. And
shout out to Canada though, Montreal Canadiens.
dude,
Just
Canada's
while we're
cool.
talking Montreal,
Canada's a cool fucking place. I want to go back. I haven't been to Canada in a long time.
I've never been to Montreal, so if we have any buddy watching this from Montreal,
Yeah, if we have any
give me an invite.
If we have any Canadian friends out there, let us know. Like, comment, subscribe.
Speaking of Canada, while we're talking about Disney, we got Life with Derek. That was a TV show, but still Disney Channel. It was on Disney Channel. It wasn't a Disney Channel original TV show, but you know what I'm saying. Whatever, who cares? Life with Derek to our Canadian friends.
Yeah.
Good show.
What was the last
I
one?
think it's just the cringe.
The cringe level. I mean, it's kind of tough. I will say Smart House is probably a little bit cringier. I will admit that there's probably one or two cringy moments. Like Luck of the Irish to me, I don't think really has any cringy scenes. It's not a very cringy movie.
The cringiest part about Luck of the Irish is probably when they talk about like being persecuted for being Irish, which I'm not saying that the Irish people weren't persecuted.
I mean, that did happen.
The way they talk about it, though, I feel like is a little more. I don't know.
I mean, it did happen. Like
I
I will say in like 2001 or whenever the movie came out, to talk about like the Irish persecution is like, all right, that's been like over 100 years.
Okay. It kind of reminded me of.
I think Irish people were doing a lot of persecuting in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of reminded me of this movie Bend It Like Beckham. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
There's a part where like the Irish guy on the soccer team is like talking to the girl who's, I believe she's Indian, if I'm not mistaken, and he's like he says something along the lines of like I understand what you're feeling. I was persecuted too. I'm Irish. I'm like, okay, like come on now. Come on. It's 2003. I am Irish. My last name is Irish.
I forgot Keira Knightley was in Bend It Like Beckham.
Me too. Jeez, and I just watched Bend It Like Beckham. I just must not have even noticed it was her. I don't really know Keira Knightley like that though.
Yeah, I mean, I only really know her from like the Pirates movies, but
I thought she was in. Isn't she Harry Potter?
No, that's Emma Watson.
Oh my god. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, that's Emma Watson from Harry Potter. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess I don't.
Neither was terribly
cringy. There are movies that we're going to be talking about on here that are way cringier than either of these movies. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a reason these two movies are like known as like top tier DComs. And I think that they have a right to be. I think both these movies are super fun. I think the acting in both these movies is better than a lot of other DComs. I think the effects, the camera work, I think everything in these movies is done a little bit better.
We are getting to the nitty gritty though of like our tournament here.
Yeah.
So we are talking the best of the best, and as far as like how they stand against some of the other movies on the list, personally, I don't want to see either one of these take the win. I don't. I mean, when we're talking about the movies we have left over, I don't want to see either one win. If one of them did win, I wouldn't be surprised because I think that they're both on that level of nostalgia, and they're still not bad to me. Even on rewatches, they're not bad.
No, they're definitely worth the watch. And again, like if you're I mean, one of the best, I think the only good way for an adult to watch a DCOM is just sit down, get super baked, and watch them, and they're fun. It's a fun way to kill like 90 minutes, you know.
Yeah, just don't watch 32 of them in 6 months though. You will go a little
Yeah,
nuts, though,
yeah.
not gonna
I
lie.
think we kind of took a couple of years off of our lives by
That
doing
that
this.
that felt that felt wrong. The nostalgia, get your kick of nostalgia like once every month or two.
Yeah.
When it comes to DComs, you don't want to watch 32 goddamn DComs in a row.
No, no, especially some of them. Like
I've probably only seen like 40 movies this year. Probably less
32
than
and
that.
32 of them have been DCOMs.
32 of them were DComs. Probably less than 40 movies, honestly.
What was the last movie you went to the theater for? Was that like
It was the Menu with you
oh
guys.
my
Yeah,
god,
I don't
that was
go
a
to
long
movies
time ago.
often. I think it was.
All right, we got to wrap this up. So yeah, let us know in the polls on TikTok slash or at the Dcom debate on TikTok. Take the polls. Let us know which movie you think is better. You know, we're gonna try to make these videos a little bit more consistent now. Next week we're gonna have a different camera, so hopefully the video looks a little bit better. Hopefully we don't run into camera or memory card issues like we have been.
Like
Because
now.
yeah, like right
like
now
when you go to turn this off.
yeah, like right now when like I turn this video off and my phone is just gonna die. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Next week we're I don't know, next week or the week after, whenever, we're gonna be talking about more DComs, more mayhem. Yeah.
Stick around because we're gonna have a winner eventually.
Eventually.
Eventually, there will be a greatest DCOM of all time, and we're gonna be there to tell you which one it is.
See you guys next time.